Hi traders, welcome to this demonstration video of the new MACD Turbo Indicator JFX variant for MetaTrader. This is brand new, hot off the press, and it's the 3rd of September 2014, 10:03 GMT. Essentially what this is a complete departure from the standard way of doing things in MT4 currently. What this tool allows you to do is control everything in MetaTrader for this particular indicator you're working with from an external interface. So you can see here I've got several charts all running on the M1 time frame, and this is the indicator in question down here. This is called MACD Turbo. It looks a bit similar to the existing FX Ergo Trader product, which is obviously alert enabled, but the beautiful thing is that we can control it externally using this interface up here on the top left hand corner. Also, all the alert handling is handled again in JavaFX using this alert history table here, which you can just see popped up another alert for the USD CAD saying we've got a physical crossover where the MACD is less than the signal line on the 1 minute time frame. This alert table is completely customizable, so you can change it the way it looks, you can sort it by column, you can obviously hide data if you want to, so you don't want the sound file, you don't want the period, you can just eliminate those very easily. And obviously you can screen on the symbol as well, so if you want to group the symbols together and just scan all the alerts that have happened in the past, you can. So very flexible, very powerful, and again a much more organized approach to alert handling than the existing MT4 version, which obviously lacks a lot to be desired because it just pumps out literally a kind of strings of alert data as and when they're created, and there's no way to look back and see what's going on and be able to sort or customize. So the alert capabilities are pretty cool. You can obviously play WAV files for each condition, which can be held anywhere on your machine, so it's not exclusive to the MT4 sounds folder. And most importantly, the ease of config is massively different from the old conventional way of changing external input parameters for indicators or expert advisors in MT4. The old school way was to obviously right click on the chart on the indicator and then go to the external input parameters and then scroll through and try and work out what was going on. In this case we just simply go to our interface, click on the chart that's in question. So this US dollar Swiss franc chart, if I just change the time frame, you will now see that chart becoming visible in our drop down list, and we've got another alert being triggered on that saying zero line crossover, where MACD is less than the waterline or the zero line on the 1 minute time frame. So you can just see here it's just crossed below the waterline. If I want to make changes to the configuration on this USD Swiss franc chart, I can. So for example, if I want to remove the histogram, just click the show histogram button and you'll see when a tick comes in, the histogram is gone. So we're looking down here. Click it again, the histogram will return when we get a tick, and so I can change the color of the histogram to whatever I want, change the actual thickness or the widths of the histogram bars. I can change the MACD line colors to whatever I want, and line styles accordingly. So let's go to a dotted style for MACD, and we can go to a dash dot for the signal line. And I can control any other chart you can see in MetaTrader from this interface. So I can go to the Aussie dollar, exactly the same thing. I may want to change the MACD line to a dash dot configuration. You'll see here when we get a tick, just changed. So I don't need to go into any charts. I can control everything completely from one single interface here. I've got a whole load of alert controls, which obviously control the way in which the alert package is coming up. So I can have zero crossovers, I can have either touch-based alerts or printed alerts. I can have email alerts if I want to. That emails are sent to the designated MT4 email account. I've got the maximum number of alerts here. I've got the interval between the alerts, it's currently set at 5 minutes. I can pick up a sounds file, so when I click the sounds button it opens up a file picker, and I can just go to my sounds folder in MT4 or anywhere else on the machine if I want and pick up anything that I particularly want, which will be played. The other things are, I thought I can obviously control the MACD parameters, so at the moment it's running a 12, 26 and 9 system. I can change those parameters, so again we're on this Aussie dollar chart, which is this one here, so let's just maximize the Aussie dollar chart so you can see these changes being made more easily. So I can change the fast parameters. If I go to 14 you can see that it's slightly changing the actual traces. Go to 14, 28, and then I can have a shorter signal line, 7, whatever. So you know, you can change exactly how you want the system to be configured. The other thing as well, which is really cool, is you can have, if you want to, you can have different profiles for each time frame. So if I go to the M5 chart, this loads the default profile for the Aussie dollar. If I then go down here and pick up that Aussie dollar chart, I can then customize this accordingly. So I might want a green histogram or whatever, you know, whatever you want. So, and I want some different line styles or whatever, a more solid line with a bigger width. And so you can start to basically customize your time frames specifically for the actual instrument in question. So notice now if I go back to M1, it's using a different profile. So very powerful. So you can, if you're doing top-down analysis, you can very quickly identify the chart you're using based upon the profile coming up. So you know, say for example you wanted to go to the daily, and on the daily chart for this Aussie dollar, if I pick up daily here, I want a really thick MACD line. So I could just go to a hugely thick MACD line there, and then obviously on the other time frames it's thinner or whatever. You know, it's completely flexible. It's up to you how you define, how you want to tune this system. It's got loads of power. So there you go. Obviously, if you don't want to have multiple time frames for the actual same chart ID, because don't forget, in MetaTrader the chart ID is specific to this Aussie dollar US dollar symbol. So it's, in this case you can see the chart ID being displayed in the top of the MACD turbo indicator when it's ending in 3087. So all of these charts will have a 3087 ID. However, obviously the way we've designed the system, you can have different profiles for the same chart ID based upon time frame. If you don't want that, and you know, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm not so keen on having different profiles across the time frames, no problem. Just click the copy to all time frames, and there's just an alert coming up there, and now that profile will be rippled across all the MT4 time frames for you. So totally flexible, totally configurable, and if I'm absolutely honest, I think it's totally cool. It's taken about 6 weeks of hard coding to go from the existing swing-based Java apps. Currently we've got Platinum, which is the automated trendline trading tool, which is running the conventional swing user interface, which allows basically external control of MetaTrader, EAs and indicators. This is a much more powerful derivative of Java. This the new Java FX interface. It rocks, and there's a lot you can do with it. So more to follow. Basically, we're going to power up all the existing indicators and expert advisors within the existing FX Ergo Trader product range. You can see here, this is the product catalog. So at the moment, MACD Turbo is ready to roll. The advanced MA crossover tool is kind of still work in progress. We're just finalising that now. That's going to be the next one to roll out, and then we're just going to work our way through the existing tools until it's all done. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching. Available right now. Cheers.